Hello and welcome back to my walkthrough to Final Fantasy 15. In the last episode, we made our way through the first half, pretty much, of Chapter 5. We found the last of the 3 runestones of Rama, and now we are going to head over to the Arachiol stronghold on the other side of the Disc of Corthus and take the fight to the Empire.
Yep.
So, if I ensure our Chocobo is nearby.
You want to make camp?
Jump on.
Sounded good.
And yeah, so essentially, because we're obviously limited by the fact that we can't drive at the moment because the regalia is currently in hands of the Empire, I figured there's no real point in us doing a lot of the side missions that are available to us at the moment, just because traveling is going to be so tiresome, essentially. So instead, I figured what we could do is we could just make a very swift progress towards towards where we need to be. Let me just check the map. I think, yeah, we're still stuck on one side of Deadeye's.
You're still gathering your powers, but what do you do once you've found them all?
The calling is only a set of guiding principles.
Well, hopefully it'll guide him into taking down the Empire once and for all.
Yeah, like the sound of that.
So once we get around this side of Deadeye's den, we'll be able to cut across the top side of the Disc of Corthus, and then be able to make our way over to the stronghold. And this is obviously we've already in chapter 2, I believe it was, we sort of had that initial.
Your ancestors have our backs, and the gods are on our side. How cool is that?
Very, when you put it that way.
Empire will get what's coming to him.
Certainly doesn't seem as unlikely as it once did.
The hunt is on.
Okay, so we'll just deal with these Vortooths. Nice and simple. I do love it when one magic spell can completely destroy all of your enemies.
Let's go.
Indeed.
Okay, so once more, get on Chocobo back and start making our way across. So yeah, like I was saying,
Thanks for the ride.
I thought actually some of our what like the guys were saying there was actually we've already had those conversations maybe in the previous episode at the end, just them sort of talking about what we're now going to be able to get to do and sort of getting a bit more optimistic about the scenario. So rather cool thing about chocobos is that you can swim with them, which allows us to sort of cut straight across the slough here. As we make our way over to Arachiol stronghold. We're just going to pretty much make a beeline for there, and then once we've done that, we can... Oh yeah, I was saying... Oh, there you go. There's the next... the fishing spot.
He's awfully friendly for an enemy leader.
So, we will actually... just have a quick scout to see what sort of fish we can catch here. So,
Showtime.
we want to select, what are we? Ulster bass. Let's go with that one maybe. So we'll see what sort of fish these are. Obviously they might be miles too hard for us, they might be really easy, we'll see what happens. This was another one, I think I mentioned this earlier, but this particular fishing spot was introduced in the 1.02 update, so I think that was near enough a day 1 patch. Okay, so sort of like a medium difficulty fish, it looks like, I would say. Should definitely be able to catch it. Without too much trouble. I think one of the treasures we picked up in the last episode was a Catoblepass fang, and Catoblepass are the very large beasts that we see sort of feeding here at the slough. So we catch ourselves a Dank Barramundi and get a Dank Barramundi fillet for our troubles. So do we actually have something for? We do. Thunder bombs. So these Dank Barramundi seem to be the edible fish here, which is quite cool. We might also try and catch one of the inedible ones just to see what sort of fish they are. Still, we're doing very nicely here, not losing much life on the line, the durability I should say, of our line at all. Stop weaving about and just get caught. There we go.
You've improved.
Obviously, the improvement to our fishing skill is primarily why we're doing this. It's important that we actually get the chance. To continue to improve our fishing skill, because it can be one of the hardest, certainly one of the harder trophies to get, sort of maxing out your fishing skills, stuff like that. Looks like these aren't too bad. There we go. So we catch ourselves.
Wow, you did good.
An Ulster bass. So there are also Ulster bass around here. I think we'll try one more, and then we'll be done for this episode in terms of fishing. Certainly not finishing the episode after 20 minutes. A nice easy fish this looks like. Yeah, there we go.
Noct, you can show a bit of emotion, you know?
So, there we go. That is going to be it. We can jump back aboard our chocobo and make our way, get back on the road towards Arakiol.
Time to go.
Right behind you.
What I might try and do is I might try and climb on top of that, just because it's something that I know is now available to us, but I've never actually tried it.
Remember, they're just a scared of us.
Easy as they come.
We may well actually require the superior jumping abilities that you can get from, obviously the various chocobo feeds and stuff. Might not be as easy as just walking up there, so... With that in mind, maybe not. Once we have access to Silka screens, which I think you get more and more access to the various screens as you do the Wiz quests, but I might not be correct there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're it's close. It's like you sort of feel like you're going to be able to get up there, but unfortunately not quite. So, yeah, I think with additional jumping skills or our jumping ability increased, then we could probably do that. I don't think it would be any faster, but it'd be quite cool just to sort of make the trip up there. So, yeah, I was talking about how, so the stronghold, obviously we've already dealt with, like, the,
Well, become best buds with the gods, maybe?
Legend has it the king once stood alongside the Six in the battle to banish the darkness.
Darkness seems awfully vague.
so yeah, we already dealt with the Nordiscan blockade in chapter 2, I believe. So,
Let's do this.
this is a little more involved. There are obviously a few of these sort of style missions through the game. Are pretty enjoyable missions.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
Multiple steps to them.
The color's amazing. Let's go.
So we'll make our way. Keep making our way through. We see some choker beans over here. Don't think we've got. We might have already picked some up already. Or there might just not be a recipe for them. Either way, well worth picking up all of these, you know, deposits. Lingerhaven. We pass by.
Last thing I need now.
Eyes peeled, mouth closed.
So we make decent progress, getting ever closer, and we actually get our chocobos all the way up to level 7 already, and which gives us additional jumping ability as well, which is maybe exactly what we needed in order to be able to climb up on top of these.
Here we go again.
Going out of her way to help us these past couple days. I'm sure.
Magitech engine. It's close.
Oh, I wanted to hear the rest of Prompto's love letter to Cindy. So another one of these vast. Whoa, is that a? What's that in the background? Ah, that is actually where we're heading. That's the Arakiel stronghold. Just looked like it looked almost like a volcano in the background, but no, it's just the. So we find ourselves a laser sensor, which is a drop from one of the various mechs. So we're now getting very close.
Some kind of fortress.
Yeah, Fortress. Those walls don't look so portable, though.
They are remnants of the old war, and the Imperial Army has availed itself of the added protection. Entry will not be easy.
So we now need to make camp at a certain haven, Sothmocke Haven, which is located just over here, as we move to devise a strategy in order to actually take on the Imperial forces at the stronghold. So we'll do just that. Race over to the haven.
Nice riding with you.
Find ourselves some energy deposits. Lovely. Okay, if we just quickly check our element C, we have enough for some strong magic. We could just use a unicast spell, to be fair, but normally we sort of want. So we've got Thundara, Thera. If we actually lower this down until it's a Thundara spell. So there we go, and now we can throw in some Bullet Carapace to make it a dual cast. Make the spell, lovely. We can store that away. get back to absorbing these energy deposits, and then we will be able to choose a lovely meal at the haven, and be able to then head off and devise our strategy for the stronghold. So we'll climb up here, make camp.
Sleeping out under the stars tonight.
So, Sothmocke Haven. We will choose to have. Let's have. What to choose? What to choose? So much food options. Let's have the. Let's see. That's level 20, level 10. The Meat-and-Beet Bouillon. We don't really need to worry about like poison actually, but that's okay. It gives us a nice increase to our attack and HP, which is by far the most important thing. We only have a small amount of experience, so no one gains anything. Noctis and Ignis, though, get some cooking and some fishing levels.
Hey, this one's pretty good.
There's nothing.
I dig it too.
Nothing particularly there for us to worry about in terms of photos, so now what we can do is we can concentrate on the task at hand, the fortress at hand.
So, any bright ideas, Ignis?
A dark one, as it were. A frontal assault would leave us exposed. But if we move under cover of night, we might be able to infiltrate the base unnoticed.
And until then?
We learn all we can about the base's design, and attempt to narrow down the regalia's location. I'll analyze what intelligence we have available to find us a way in.
Sounds good, Specs.
All right, we're gonna get our wheels back.
So as you can see, there is essentially a time limit throughout this. But anyway, so undaunted by the Empire's imposing technology, Noctis and his retinue risk everything to break inside Arakiol's stronghold and recover the stolen regalia. So yeah, so there's a small time limit on certain parts of this mission. We need to get sections of it done before we can essentially
Our goal is the regalia.
move on.
The last thing we want is to engage an entire garrison. Avoid detection at all costs.
In and out before it gets light then.
Indeed. Even if it means leaving the task unfinished, we withdraw before we overstay our welcome.
So, the first bit is, we're just going to, obviously, you just want to keep close to Ignis's plans and stuff like that. We do need to move a little cautiously, because as the game sort of suggests there, you know, we need to be careful.
Together on my signal. Until then, hold position. 3, 2, 1.
So, as you can see, we can now have the advantage of warp kills, essentially.
Now,
Which essentially means that whenever we're in this sort of scenario,
Right.
Not bad.
so whenever
Still
we're
be old
in,
for you.
as it says, whenever we're infiltrating a fortress, we actually now have the ability, whenever we attack an enemy from behind, rather than getting a blindside strike, we can actually get a warp kill and just directly knock out an enemy straight away.
stop.
What?
Searchlights. We're clear. Tread warily.
All right.
So, once more, we're going to follow Ignis's lead through this section.
Hey.
Take cover.
It's gone.
Magitech armor.
Don't want to mess with one of those.
We shouldn't have to, if we keep to the shadows.
Right.
So, once more, we're going to keep making progress.
Target the blind spot. One hit, one kill.
So, once more, we have another small challenge here, where we need to warp kill 3 of these soldiers. It's not too hard. They don't have particularly large
That's how it's done.
fields of view.
Yeah, like a boss.
Is there anything in here is a question. There is. Okay, so you can find yourself a reflex enhancer inside. These areas have quite a lot of good loot, but it can be quite difficult sort of finding it a lot of the time, especially because you sort of feel like you're being hampered by the time limit. Still, we've done.
This what's powering the base?
A Magitech generator of some description. It would explain why the troopers in the vicinity are uncommonly strong.
I say we wreck it. Spare us the sneaking around.
The risk is too great. Finding the regalia comes first. Not a sound. You'll alert the enemy.
Got it.
So we now need to warp kill 6 Imperial soldiers. Again, I find the easiest way to look at this is to sort of get up high. Although, as you can see, we've unfortunately been spotted. Still, these guys are only level 16, so it's... I don't know who spotted us, but there we go. You can use your map to sort of spot the enemies, but there we go, nice and simple.
Sorry. None the worse for wear.
We can get through everyone there, and now we have another one of these barriers that we can actually take care of. Okay, so now the regalia is straight over here. We can actually...
There's the old girl.
She's a real sight for sore eyes.
And none the worse for her time in Imperial hands.
But naturally, they're not going to just let us get away with this. We have an MAX manipul here. Which is going to be a little bit more of a threat. Level 23 though, so significant number of levels below us. But another one of these sort of large, enemy tank-like enemies. So we've dealt with these before. They're again weak to shields and shields and machinery. We don't have any machinery on us at the moment, so that's okay. So one thing that we probably haven't discovered a lot with these battles is that there is quite a lot of capacity for, you can break quite a lot of their parts. You can break that arm to prevent it from being able to use that sort of charged attack.
We've got them on the ropes now.
Still nice and simple. We take out the MAX mana pole. That's going to explode. Did not realize it was going to do that.
Stay sharp. It isn't over yet.
When will it end?
What, Gwent? Fight more, whine less.
So, there we go.
Blow up the energy tanks. We'll take out the enemies nearby. Let them do the work for us.
So now, we now have a secondary sort of objective here to essentially use this turret here in particular. We could have used this actually in the battle with the mana pool, but we can use it now.
Highness.
Ouch. Okay, so there's still some enemies around here. Ouch. Okay, so proving a little bit troublesome. I think just trying to be a little too aggressive here. I think we should definitely look at taking out that sniper up there.
Buzz off!
So we'll rescue. So we'll just quickly find a good. As always, when surrounded by lots of enemies, magic is an excellent alternative. Anyone else? We walked through the building right there.
Focus your efforts on the generator. There's a chance doing so will weaken the MTs. No more stealth. Our cover's low. Go to town.
Yes, sir!
Okay. So we'll make our way. Let's check our map here. So the generator is obviously in the middle. However, now that everything's blown, we can actually use this time to sort of collect a lot of items. If you know, if you're thinking that if you particularly wanted to. So, for example, I just need to sort of work out exactly where we are. So always checking inside these sort of little buildings here is a good idea as we find ourselves a Magitech booster. What else can we find? The epic music isn't really going to suit us sort of just looking around for items, but there we go. We can find ourselves a muscle stimulant there. Which is located, what, down here. So this is where we entered, I think, around this area. We can head this way, and again, let's just check the map. So we've actually headed north. So if you continue to head east, like I said, there are some items for us to find around here, but so if we head into here, we can find. Is that nothing? Sure, there should be something in here. Nope. Okay, so. We head over this way. Let's just keep looking for stuff. So if we head up here, we can find ourselves a mega potion. So that's up here. So yes, you can break those. I forgot that you could do that. So we can break those down, find ourselves a superior restorative. There may well be some other things that we can break around here. So, if we now head north, we can then head straight through this room. Head up once more. So obviously, you know, this is completely optional. You don't need to spend the time to sort of finding these items, but it will be a while before we actually return back here. And if you were to return back here before then, it would be very difficult because the base would be, you know, back full of enemies that would all very much want you dead. So, if we head down, what we can do is we do want to cut through here. So this is the way we actually entered one of the buildings around here. I think we already picked up the item that was in there, but come on, let me walk. Probably faster. So if we head right back over to the start, we can find another building in which we should find another healing item. There we go, a muscle stimulant. We can cut through here now into this large room. I believe there is an item in this building. Being a chrome bit. I think there's an item up the top here. Indeed there is, which is a rusted bit. So once you've got to the point where they've sort of given up on stealth, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter the time limit in terms of, like, you know, leaving before everyone, you know, leaving before the morning doesn't apply anymore, which is good news.
The entire base is fair game. Hold nothing back. The hammer keeps the enemy off balance.
So, unfortunately, we can't pick that up. But, see, an M.A. Velez, another enemy which we've already faced before. Some battery soldiers.
No cause for concern.
Lovely. There you are.
Want some? Biggie, go for it!
So, we complete that little battle there. Where was that item? There it is. That's what we were looking for. It's a laser sensor. So now we can curve round. We want to head through here and then head essentially straight down. So we're going to have a large hangar area. Inside this large hangar area we can actually find a weapon, but in order to do so we do actually need to take out some of these enemies.
Don't fall behind, Doctor. I won't.
So, you'll notice that occasionally you can sort of cause a break to occur where these weapons, these tanks drop oil. Doing so is rather interesting because you could then actually set that oil on fire with some fire magic if you wanted to. I think there is a turret that we want to be using here. Ouch! So we get shoved out of our turrets. Sorry, get another nice break, and we can just easily take out that one. This one goes down to a nice Dawnhammer.
Ignis, push your head.
Lovely, another one down. So, I guess this is sort of meant to be the, these sort of very large battles with all of these velos is meant to be the reason why you're not meant to attack here. But frankly, it's way too much fun. Just trigger armager. So, there we go. Is that everyone? Lovely. So yeah, the weapon is located, I think, in this building here, and is a gravity well. And it is another weapon which Sid can upgrade, which is really cool. And then all we need to do is head over here. I think we have another item to find. There are a few more, but they're largely just other healing items, stuff like that, stuff that ultimately you can buy, although there is actually one, just check the map, there is actually one other one that we might want to consider, another item that we might want to consider grabbing over this way. So if we quickly make our run over here, walk. So yeah, it's at the top of this building. I believe it is another accessory. If we check, it is a bulletproof suit. So yeah, so obviously we already have one of those, but another, you know, accessory for us to consider. And now we can concentrate on what we were meant to be doing the whole time, which was, of course, taking out this, the generator, which is located just in the middle here. So obviously we have another mech that wants to stop us.
This thing is serious business.
I was trying to get off a charge attack there, see if we couldn't break this guy's leg. Definitely want to take out that sniper, stop him from just peppering us with hits. Come on, let me go. There we go. Take him out, lovely. There's Prompto. Beautiful. Oh, there we go. Gladio. Lovely. So now if I quickly just go to gear, Noctis. I do want to see if I can actually pull this off. If we can just use a fire spell. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. And now we have the ability to summon, which is quite cool. So this is essentially the introduction to summons. What you need to do is you just need to hold down L2. So normally it would be here to finish off the rest of the base because you might be struggling with that battle. Thankfully we've been able to take everything out, but this is definitely going to destroy the generator, and look how awesome the summon is in this game. It is so cool. Goodbye. Just obliterate everything. Get ourselves a laser sensor for our troubles. Another one too. I'm sure that mana pool was already dead, but maybe there was another one starting.
Dude, that was hardcore!
And it did the trick. The place is dead.
Rest in pieces. Come on, let's grab the regalia and split.
I want to know how on earth they survive, but there we go. Beautifully done. We get ourselves
Piece of
a
cake,
warped
huh?
wings
This part is.
as well.
Inadvertent though it was, we dealt the Empire a crushing blow today. The Marshal will be pleased to hear of this.
And now I think we'll also get
Pretty
a
sweet, busting up that
cutscene
bass.
as we approach the car.
Buster bass. I like the sound of that for this sort of thing.
So I think we just check the map. Yeah, we do need to head
You go in
north.
and bust it up. Bust a bass. Whatever, I'm calling it that. You don't have to.
I won't. Seems a bit flippant.
Why not go for something a little more epic?
Because I thought of it first. So that's the name. Bust a bass. Get used to it.
Easier said than done.
Buster base, really? Anyway, we'll make our way over back to the car. We can see it just nice and proud over there. And yeah, we are pretty sure we get a cutscene here with another major character.
Guys?
Long has it been, Noctis.
Ravis.
You received the storm's blessing, and yet you know nothing of the consequences.
Watch it.
Be still, all of you.
Not good.
Heir to a crown befitting no other. Witness his splendor and glory. All hail the chosen king.
Awful high and mighty for an Imperial rat, serving the enemy to hunt down Luna.
I do not serve, I command! The king's sworn shield.
You better believe it.
A weak shield protects naught.
Hey! Wanna go? Let's do it.
Should the chosen fall, that too is fate.
I'd say that's far enough. A hand, Highness.
Not from you.
Oh, but I'm here to help.
And how is that?
By taking the army away.
You expect us to believe that?
When next we meet, it'll be across the seas. Just so happens we have business of our own with the tutelary deity, don't we? Fare thee well, your majesty. And safe travels.
You guys know that guy?
Ravis Nox Fleuret, first son of Tenebrae, and elder brother to Lady Luna Freya.
So there we have it. A rather impressive cutscene there as we meet Ravis.
Roadways have been removed. The Imperial Army has also demolished all related facilities erected around the region. The Provisional Government of Insomnia anticipates increased traffic congestion along most local highways, and encourages all citizens to refrain from any unnecessary travel for the time being.
So if we just quickly find the nearest haven, it's actually just behind us.
That was Luna's brother?
The High Commander himself. Wartime makes for quick promotions.
Even a son of Tenebrae can rise to the top.
But why would he want to lead their army?
Who cares?
Certainly formidable enough on his own.
If Ravis wants power, I'll give him a taste.
So there we go, a rather important cutscene there as we meet some more important characters there with Ravis and Arden also coming back. Of course Arden has to have his say in matters. But rather, no, we're just going to, as we actually see a curl, we definitely don't want to face off against a curl. Curls are, I think that was, what, level 34-ish? So... Besides, I'm pretty sure we're running over, so that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. We're going to stay at camp once more, and
It's cool.
yeah, no, we'll just zip through everything here, and then in the next episode we will be heading back to Lestalem, and along the way I'll sort of we can talk a bit more about Ravis's motivations, everything that's going on there. So we will have the let's go with the Quillhorn soup, I think. Should hopefully have some pretty cool photos from Prompto. Everyone's gonna get up level. Ignis gains another level in cooking and gets another recipe. That is cool. That is also pretty cool. There's Ravis. And another one of the Haven. So, yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you will join me on the next.